Okay, I passed a little information over to the players, just making sure that they know and understand exactly what the overtime rules are when it comes to the Gauntlet. It's a lot of fun. Hey, everybody, you're imagining that our schedules look like SGDQ, Sleep Kuso. Yeah, that more or less. I didn't stay awake for the finale. I had to sleep. If I didn't sleep, I was gonna wake up and I would have a very sleepy face. And I can't have a sleepy face. I gotta be beautiful for y'all. You know who's more...
Nobody will notice if you have a sleepy face.
Wait, yeah, I don't have my camera on. Whatever. I don't even care. It's time for Crappy to reveal the game. So, Crappy, take us on over to our Gauntlet. Now, remember, we have given 10 different challenges for the players, and whoever completes the most of these challenges is the winner. Let's go ahead and see what the games are here. And Gordon, I am sure you have a lot to say about this list because I do as well.
So we have, first off, Super Carrots.
Oh, delicious.
Get across the stage and get in the door on the far right. Then we have 007 Racing. We need to complete the mission, which is, again, we have 2 of these stages because it's so good.
Oh, it's great.
Disable each engine, deploy the missiles to destroy the plane, and drive off the cliff to destroy the virus.
Stupid virus. Yeah, I want to do that.
Mamano Hunter Yoko. That's just beat the boss.
Okay.
Cutthroat Island, and that's just beat the stage.
Okay, gotcha.
Flashback, the quest for identity is we have to fix the reactor, but there's a whole bunch of added stuff to that. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah.
Then, Bing Wan Li Zhan G2.
Yeah.
Right, that's just beat the stage.
I'm
sure I pronounced that wrong, but...
Oh my gosh, the emotes aren't appearing for me for some reason. Dang it. I can fix them. I don't know. Anyways, keep going, yeah.
Then we have Valking Chan.
Yeah.
So we got to get to the cutscene where the guy yells chop or whatever. You'll see a chopping mechanism. You'll basically know.
It's a good mechanism, yeah. If y'all haven't seen it, get excited for that.
Then Jurassic Park Rampage Edition, which is different than the Jurassic Park for Genesis that we had previous. And it's just beat the stage.
Okay.
Then we have Jurassic Park for the NES, and you have to survive the stampede. And then Golden Axe for the NES, and let's just complete the level.
Okay. I'm looking at this, and it looks like we have a nice number of bootlegs or unlicensed games, at least 2 or 3 of them.
I mean, Super Carrots, a bootleg. Bing Wan Li Shan G2 is a bootleg. Golden Axe is a bootleg. Baoting Quan is we'll call all these unlicensed, right?
Yeah.
But there's like 4 unlicensed games, 007, and some Jurassic Park.
Sweet. Okay, it looks like Spring God is testing audio for me right now and says that there's a good sound on the stream. Let me go ahead and turn it on to see if I can verify that.
And I will be right back because my
that
stuff
is
still cooking.
Not a good sound. That is a very bad sound. Well, at the very least, I know that it works. Let me play music again, everybody. Because I'm still waiting for... Okay, it looks like both of our players have gone live. I will work on getting them captured. Hey! So, with these 10 challenges, again, they can do them in any order that they would like. There is no rush for them to clear every single state, because honestly, it's not going to happen. A lot of these challenges tend to be difficult. Some of them are actually we expect them not to be able to beat just because they are so ridiculously hard. With that said, we still might see some of them completed that we wouldn't have expected otherwise. And that's part of the excitement that comes with the Gauntlet. These players, guess what? They're kind of better than we are. Better than I am, anyway. Alright, I'm just working at getting things captured. Now, if you like watching people do blind races. This Gauntlet is a little bit of a special case because for these, the players are actually allowed to have played the games, and we reward a wide knowledge of video games in the case that they do make it to the Gauntlet. Because honestly, whoever knows the widest variety of the games has the advantage. They have a possibility of actually taking the victory here. With that said, sometimes the knowledge that they gain is just, I really don't want to play that game. I'm gonna go and play something else because this is pretty much the worst. And I feel like we have a handful of those during this specific Gauntlet as well. What are the quote-unquote trap states, though? I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you until we get to them. Oh my gosh, this Captain Planet music is killing me. Like, this music, how long is this? Let me look. Where are you? This is 5 minutes long. I'm skipping forward. Okay, go away, Captain Planet. People in chat are already speculating what the possible trap states could be. Hey, Spoonerisms, always a classic here. With that said, you may or may not be right about them, and we will find out later. But for now, let's go ahead and say goodbye to good music, and let's say hello to the nightmare that was whatever Spring God was playing on the stream. There was a reactor sound. I don't like this. I really don't like this. Okay, let's go over there. Come on! Not the best audio. Look, this is a bad video game tournament. This isn't your granny's. Hey, let's go ahead and play Mega Man tournament. I mean, unless Andrew's here. No, it's bad video games, and we get these sounds, and you're all just gonna have to deal with it. No, it's Spring God, stop listening. Get these sounds, and I'm gonna kick your butt, okay? I am currently letting Spring God know what? What are these aspect ratios that Pika Pals has? Okay, I'm just checking right now to see what is going on with Pika Pals, because if Pika Pals does this, I'm gonna have to recapture literally every single game when they play, which is doable. Let's see. I'm sorry. I need to type in order to do this prep, everybody. So I'm gonna be quiet, listen to this reactor, and enjoy it, okay? And if you don't enjoy it, I'm gonna be so angry. Okay, let me go ahead and take a look. I just want to make sure that we have everything uh, set correct. That way, I don't have to recapture for every single game, because I actually want to be able to keep track of literally anything during this. Ha 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 ha! Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm realizing the different games that are going to be in this gauntlet, and I'm very much excited. Oh, yeah. I mean, this music is just like the music of pain. Oh no! Oh no! We have this state. Okay, yeah, okay. That's gonna be fun. Cool. However, I also know that some of the players have been trying to listen in on the stream today, though I'm not going to spoil anything until we get started, because I'm already angry. Yeah, this is how you make an angry Brosentia. So fierce. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Pika Pals may have everything ready, and it may come down to the case of me just having to resize stuff on the fly. If that happens, I will live with it. I have accepted this job on my side. Oh, Corndan, I need to share my screen with you. That would help, so that you can see everything as up to date as possible. Yeah, are y'all ready, chat? Are you good to go? You have some good emotes? You want to spam them? Because we're just about to start the Gauntlet 10 challenges in 10 different games. Whoever clears the most is the victor. To the victor goes the spoils, which is actually, I think to the loser goes the spoils, because they get to stop playing our games. This is an elimination round, so this is actually fairly high stakes, and I am very excited.
All right, I am back with my boba drink.
Ooh, boba.
Well, tapiocas, because I used mini tapioca cubes this time instead of boba pearls.
Some of them aren't quite as done as others, just for me.
Say hi to your family for us, by the way. I'm they.
Grande says hi since they can hear you.
Yeah, chat. Wait, the emotes aren't showing up here either? What the flip-flap? Where'd the emotes go? Oh my gosh. Okay, everybody, just a second. I will grab the emotes. I know what I need to do. Okay. It's fine. Things have been a little annoying, and I want to get this so that y'all can share all of your best emotes on stream, okay? I don't know. Maybe OBS had an update and it messed everything up, so all I have to do is change the website to something else and then change it back to the correct thing and then show it. And now it should hopefully work. You want to share an emote? Huh? Is that? Yeah, they're showing up. Okay, everybody get ready. Spam your emotes. We're doing the countdown. Good luck to the players. Good luck to us. Spam, spam, spam. I want to see any emotes that you have. Okay? All of the best. This is the Gauntlet, so there is nothing too set in stone, and Pika Pals is dead. That's okay. So here we go, Corndan. Let's talk about the games that are currently on the screen.
Okay. So on the right-hand side here, Pika Pals is playing Super Carrot, which is really just a hack of Super Mario Bros. 2. So it's not really the worst. It's kind of annoying, but I don't. If you can play Super Mario 2, you can play this.
Okay. Yeah, and I understand more or less how Mario 2 works. Yeah. I have actually beaten it.
Right. Sprint God is playing Flashback, which is kind of this modernist something sort of like adventure game.
Yeah.
Kinda.
It almost just
like think of Prince of Persia if it was like more modern and you had more stuff to do. Kind of feels like that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I've never actually played or seen this though, as far as I'm aware.
So what they're trying to do is fix the reactor. Reactor is somewhere in here.
Okay.
And we gave them extra directions for this, right? Because the game is real stupid sometimes. That's the best way I can put it. That, like, you can get to the reactor with the item and everything you need to fix it, and it'll still feel like you can't do it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have to use it on the right half of the reactor, right, to use the item and everything. So it's really kind of annoying. So you could have done everything right. And if we hadn't told them that, they just still, you know, spent, like, so much time doing this.
Correct. With that said, it looks like Pika Pals made it a significant way through the level. It's just, this is a fairly strict time limit as far as I can tell.
You mean for Sprint God?
Yeah. Yeah, for Sprint God, yeah. Oh, chat, by the way, is mentioning that Pika Pals is basically playing as the Luigi carrot.
Yep.
Is that right? Are they all carrots? I think one was Nanaba.
Yep. Well, they're all something. They're all vegetables.
I mean, if you want to count all vegetation as vegetables, then sure, I'll go ahead and agree with that. Bananas are usually fruit.
Well, you know.
Yeah. It's vegetation. Whatever, they're all not animals. They're all, like, alive, sort of. Okay, so Pika Pals is really trying to figure out what to do here. What Pika Pals needs to do is get all the way to the right side of the screen and go in the door, which, if I understand correctly, you're probably going to need to ride on one of the
That's what I'm
eggs
thinking.
to the right, which Pika Pals killed. Nope, there we go. Okay, get in the door, there we go. I believe that is it.
That's all we said to do.
And I am letting them know that they are welcome to ask if they have cleared a state, but are not required to do so. And we have Pika Pals moving on to Bow.
I love this game. Legitimately, I love this game. This game is so much fun. It is also, like, the worst. Right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There's so many cool, like, mechanics, right, to this. You know, you can go a lot faster with jumping. This level can be, like, straight up cheese if you can just hit those jumps, right?
Yes. So
otherwise, you're just gonna fall off.
This is actually very early on in the game as well. I made this state because I, like, as soon as I got to the barrels, I was like, oh yeah, this game is really bad. Like, I love it, but this is very, very difficult. All of these
100%.
jumps, like, because this is an unlicensed game, all of the jumps feel wrong. They're sort of triangle jumps, which is often it's very common in bootlegs where you move more in a triangle formation than a smooth jump arc. And because of that, it's, especially people who haven't played a lot of games like this, it's very difficult to get used to that. Sprint God, by the way, I think is really confused about what's going on. Is Sprint God going to switch to a different game or keep going with this?
I would. Right. I think
too.
I think this is a game that I don't want to deal with.
Yeah, this seems like the others are pretty straightforward. Guess what? Pika-Pal's doing some platformers, already cleared super carrots. With that said, it's not necessarily a bad thing to leave games that you're more comfortable with till a little bit later, especially if you know that you're going to need a break.
And that paid off, right, last week, right, with Polterghost.
Oh, yeah.
Right, getting near the end and having the easier states out of the two.
Yeah, Polterghost always shocks me with how Polterghost does in any of the race settings. But again, with the Gauntlet, this also rewards people's knowledge of various video games. If you have played any of the games on the list, then you're going to have a little bit of a benefit with at least the knowledge of that game. With that said, even if Sprint God's played this game, it's proving to be a pain. It's like, what do you even do at this point? Because I don't know where the reactor is. Does Sprint God have to go, hang and then drop? That was a good idea, but unfortunately, death. It's good to not keep doing the same thing over and over, though, when you are in sort of a puzzle game. But with that said, Pika-Pals is currently in the lead, having beaten the Super Carrot state, a very fast state. Sprint God is probably loading a different game. We're over to Super Carrots as well. Raisin, that's a good name. I like it. I don't know. I like raisins in general. What about you, Corndan?
I'm okay with raisins.
Okay.
They're
this
okay.
music. I hate this music. I forgot.
Like, you know, if I have raisins, I'm gonna be okay with them there, right? But man, raisins are like, they're just like the generic dried fruit. I think I would be better with cranberries. I love cranberries.
Oh, cranberries are the best. Like, fresh cranberries, dried cranberries, cranberry juice, cranberry sauce, especially homemade, absolutely divine. Highly recommended. Pika-Pals has made it to the boss of... No, JK, that might have just been an enemy. Nope, is that it? Let's see. Are we going to see Chop? Here's the boss.
That's the boss.
Yeah.
We told them they had to get to the Chop animation.
Yes, that is the law. We have to see an execution. It will be very obvious, and everybody, if you are subbed here, you need to get all of your bow emotes ready, because we're gonna chop. So, yeah, Sprint God, I don't know if Sprint God knows how to do the high jumps in Mario 2. If you do know how to do those, then that is an advantage for this state, because you not necessarily have to use it, but it's a huge advantage in some of these jumps to be able to crouch, charge a jump, and get up to the platforms that you need to get up to. It still is relatively fast to get back into this game, though, just considering it's a very short state. You're going to have quite a few fast deaths, and that's not a big deal. Oh, I hate this music. What is it anyway?
Yeah, me too. And it doesn't help that I'm trying to help set up the next match.
Aw, Corndan, thank you. Yeah, Corndan for MVP, like, when it comes to the Gauntlet, he put together a lot of the states and has also compiled... Oh, we get the Chop animation! Everybody get ready! We have to see the Chop! Okay, come on. Pika-Pals, I do not want to count it unless I see Chop! Chop! Yeah! And there we go! And Pika Pals, 2 states down, moving on to Cutthroat Island. We have officially had an execution. That's what Kusog7ande is all about, the executions. Cutthroat Island, this is another state that I made, and the only goal here is to beat the stage. Now, I want you to know, chat, that there are some people who, in Kusog7ande matches, this is the second stage. And in the course of an hour, they were not able to beat this. I would say that, like, if you are only doing the minecart and you don't have to play the previous level beforehand, but when you get a game over, it's actually a little bit more doable, but it still is a very hard minecart section because you can't, all you really have, your controls are up and down, and you just have to know which things you can hit and which things you can't. It becomes memorization, pure memorization. Pika Pal's running into the rock. That is fine because all they want to do is gain knowledge every time that they try this. I would be like keeping mental note. How many enemies, how many of the guys in the red suits do I pass before I change lanes? That is my strategy. Basically, I might even take notes during this because that would help. Ooh, Sprint God getting jumped on, and then a bullet to the face. Better hurry, the guards will be here soon, everybody. We didn't have any bets. Guess what? The person who usually sets up the bets is on vacay, I think. Or not,
yeah,
they're not
and
here.
I was going to set it up, and I've been busy.
We can go ahead and throw in a bet right now. Like, you know.
Also, make sure, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get this up. Who is going to win Sprint God or Pika Pals? Now, even though there is a clear lead at this point, I'm only doing a 1-minute submission period, okay? No, 2 minutes. I'm doing 2 minutes. Get your points in, everybody. Pika Pals is currently in the lead and has the advantage, but Sprint God is also
I don't even think it's a big...
Oh my gosh.
Sprint God knows what to do on this one, right? Here's the thing. Sprint God knows what to do.
Yeah.
Right? And the other states, they're not hard here, right? So the fact that Pika Pals is 2 ahead right now doesn't mean a dang thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Sprint God, no, don't die. Don't die to that, whatever it was. With that said, like, Sprint God's getting to the point where he's just blasting through these levels super fast, or through this singular level very, very fast. And I feel like he's gonna get it either this attempt or next, and then we'll finally have Sprint God on the board. 12 minutes in without clearing a state generally isn't the biggest deal. Oh no, so many enemies! Oh no! That was so close!
Oh
no! Da-da-do-do, 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 da-da-do-do-do-do-do. Well, Pika Pals is still trying this. I think Pika Pals is starting to learn a little bit of the pattern here. The very end of the minecart section, though, has a huge troll. It gets everyone. Oh, nope. Pika Pals is probably about 2/3 of the way through the minecart section and is using a lot of pause strats in order to try to make sure that he goes the right way.
Idea.
Oh, yeah, for this? Absolutely.
And I kind of like what Pika Pals is doing, kind of back and forth and back and forth.
Pika Pals is through! Chord dance, that blows my mind. That was so fast.
Was so fast.
Yeah, honestly, Cutthroat Island is brutal if you have never played it before, and it still is brutal if you have played it. So, seeing that Pika Pals has gotten through that already, I'm very impressed. Very good job by Pika Pals. Now we are on to. No, this is like my gauntlet. Because I made this one as well.
It is because we got to a point we needed like 8 or 9 states to complete everything out. And Bro was just like, I'll make them. And so, when you get to the end of the gauntlet, right? And this is basically the end.
Yeah.
You're just gonna take whatever states you've got.
Oh, Pika Pals, come on, you can do it! So, here's the deal. The goal is to beat this level. What you have to do is finish the climb, which y'all don't know how difficult this is, because when you jump in Momono Hunter Yoko, which is the third challenge here, you have set jump distance. You move horizontally. It's like La Milana. Once you're jumping, you're stuck. Oh, Spring God! Spring God is in! Spring God has finished Super Carrots. Heck yeah! I love it. Absolutely great job. Spring God is on the board and really clearing one state. Helps to make you feel a little...
No.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
So all you have to do for the Jurassic Park is just avoid getting killed by the Triceratops.
I love it.
Now, I put together the state, right, on this, based on Seth Highwinds. Seth really put it together, and we just couldn't get it to work. So they have one life, but all you gotta do, there's no killing, there's no anything to be done. You just have to avoid being run over by the Stampede.
Oh, I like that the music is speeding up here. Nice little touch by the devs.
It's the one thing Ocean does pretty well. I don't necessarily like the games they do, but their music's pretty good usually.
I think this state's pretty hilarious, though. Oh my gosh. How many
It's also really
Triceratops are
difficult.
there? Yeah.
How many?
There's so many. Is that it?
Yep.
What? Wow, that was a super fast clear by...
If you know what's going on, it's a super fast clear, but it's also really difficult.
We're on to other Jurassic Park for the Genesis. Spring God. Oh no. More raft? Okay, so the goal, Jurassic Park Rampage Edition. Spring God needs to clear this stage. Pika Pals, meanwhile, on Momono Hunter Yoko is at the boss. Yeah. Honestly, this is one that I could have given a longer state, but I decided not to. At the same time, it's really... it's a pretty challenging game. I'm not sure how challenging this level on Jurassic Park is, but it's pretty great when the T-Rex just eats him. Pika Pal's right! The thing is, like, the wind changes whenever it is least helpful for you. At least that's what I found when playing Momono Hunter Yoko. I love this. And we haven't even seen all of the states that I chose, just, like, 3...
Oh, no, there's some really good states left in here.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about the other games when we get there. That's a sound that I make, like...
That's the sound motors make all the time.
I was gonna say when I'm snoring, but no. I don't snore because I've got a CPAP. I've got a machine. I look like Darth Vader when I'm asleep. Like, not cute Darth Vader in the mask, you know? Darth Vader when they take the mask off, I look like that. Help me. Help me, Gordon. It's almost more farting noise than snoring, though.
Well, you know... Are you saying you can have a fart go that long?
Maybe. It's been a while since No, I mean... Lately I've been having some strange, like, burps that go a really long time. I don't know why. let's just say I have like weird stomach issues anyway, so the fact that like the last month or two I've had strange burps is weird. But also not too unexpected. It looks like Pika-Pals has an upgrade, which is very much going to help here, fighting the boss. Yeah, using this ring. Very helpful. And it's not an upgrade, it's a charge attack. If you can do that, then you can fight the boss from a distance without really taking damage. Very helpful here. And the boss is down. Pika-Pals has learned Momono Hunter Yoko. The stage is cleared. Very nice. Pika-Pals has 4 of the 10 states completed at the 20-minute mark. Pretty significant, but again, this is not the end by any means.
I'm really hoping that somebody moves on to Golden Axe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Golden Axe. It's a special state. Okay, I'll do a little bit of a recapture for Pika-Pals. They had a little bit of an issue with getting everything captured right, so I'll just recapture whenever needed. We're good. Wow. Okay, Sprint God, congratulations, you won! I assume that's it for Jurassic Park then. That's 3 states down. And Pika-Pals currently doing the T-Rex. Yeah. Ooh, I like this music for Jurassic Park. I need to add some of this Jurassic Park music to my playlist. Because we've got a lot of good music. I've found some lately that we've thrown in. Sprint God going to Golden Axe. Uh-oh.
So we were nice. We gave him 4 lives.
Ooh, nice.
But the real challenge here with Pika-Pals finished Jurassic Park as well.
That is great. There we go. 5 down for Pika-Pals. 3 down for Sprint God. Of course, some of these states are going to take a lot longer to actually clear. Ow. Ow. How does this game have stuff? Well, okay, this is definitely a bootleg. Golden Axe never came out on the NES. The sounds are really strong, and Pika-Pal's opting for this. Okay, Corndan, you want to talk to me about this game? What?
It's Ice Age. Ice Age. And it's a long auto-scroller, and Brocincha hates people. So you need to know about it.
Yeah, so this game is actually Bing Yuan Li Xianji 2. It is a bootleg. This is a game that Sharif used to run, and it was funny. I was talking to Sharif about, like, possible states that we could use, and I was like, you know, what if, like, would this Barbie game be interesting to have? He's like, no, you can beat the whole game in 6 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe not. How about Ice Age? How about I make them do the Ice Age autoscroller? And he laughed. He laughed so much. Yeah. Anyways, the goal here is to beat the stage. This is first an autoscroller, and second, a really difficult one. I usually expect people to die 2 or 3 times towards the end of the autoscroller. This is the trap state, in my opinion.
Well, Golden Axe might be.
Okay, why so?
So this jump that's coming up here in Golden Axe, right? It's perfect if they don't scroll it enough or jump right.
Oh, the death loop? Oh! Okay, only 1 extra death. That was good. Good. I would say that that's something that even if you know about it, it's probably going to get you at some point. If I'm not mistaken, my sister, Sench, actually played this game in Kusog7ande either this year or last, and
would have been last. I haven't given it out this year.
She had fun, I think. I don't remember. I haven't asked her lately. This music is everywhere. Everywhere. Okay,
Nope.
Pika Pals, by the way, is doing a relatively good job with this Ice Age game, but it is an auto-scroller and one that is probably going to murder Pika Pals right near the end. Some important things to note is that with this auto-scroller, you actually have to learn first, how to kill enemies so that they stop killing you, and second, what you can do when they have turned into a block. I love the crawling animation. When you have turned enemies into blocks, you can throw them to kill other enemies, but you can also use them sort of as a double jump, and that's required in an area coming up in just a little bit. If you are not using the double jump, you're gonna... Oh, Pika Pals.
Right here.
Needs to learn the double jump. If you don't learn the double jump, you're dead. You're dead, Pika Pals. Wave that white flag of yours. Send the sloth back to the beginning of the stage. I never liked Ice Age, and because of that, people have to suffer through Ice Age auto-scroller. It's bad. Yeah, with that said, Pika Pals is not giving up on this one quite yet, and I don't know if that's a good idea to keep going, but it is an idea. So, for those who want to know, the Golden Axe State, Corndan, you're the one who made this. You really, really liked that one jump. It looks like Spring God is to the boss here, though. So this could, like, if Spring God can kill this boss relatively quickly, this could go very fast. Spring God knows how to defend. And if Spring God is actually dealing damage to the boss, this could end up being the way to beat it. Now, with that said, Pika Pals is still going through this auto-scroller and has not quite learned how to double jump using enemies, and Pika Pals is just not going to beat this state until learning that. I'm very worried for Spring God, by the way. Spring God does not have a whole lot of health left.
No, they don't, and I don't remember if it's at 1 is the last or 0 is the last.
I don't know. It's NES bootleg. It could be either way. I have no idea. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Spring God is actually landing quite a few hits here. You can visibly see the enemy sort of convulsing whenever Spring God lands a hit. Luckily, it seems like the enemy doesn't actually hurt you with contact damage, so like you can actually just bump into them as much as you want. As long as they're not currently attacking, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, this one's kind of a mess. I mean,
yeah,
like as a bootleg, for people asking, is it a bootleg? I believe it's in fact a bootleg of Golden Axe 3.
I believe so. Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah. It's not just mildly a bootleg, it is very a bootleg. Oh, watch out for the axe! Oh, Spring God! Spring God is through that boss, and now we have the little minigame.
Little guys.
Yeah, these little guys, you technically can just wait for them to disappear, but they also restore health and give you extra lives and bombs, if I'm not mistaken. Which... if you're playing more of the game, that matters, but if you're not, then it's not a huge deal. Still gotta kill. Like, can't beat the level until they're gone.
Which is funny that we're gonna sit here, right, for so long.
There we go! Hey, I would say we are currently 4 states cleared for Spring God and 5 for Pika Pals. Pika Pals is just really having a hard time with figuring out how Ice Age works. Which is understandable, I gotta be honest here. Okay, we've got Golden Axe action on Pika Pal's side. I'll recapture for that, because I have the power. The power of resizing windows. Yeah, would you believe that, chat? Speaking about power, I've been working on some Twitch bots lately, and it's been a lot of fun. Pika Pals in an infinite death loop.
The death loop.
There we go. Game over. People are asking why Golden Axe was in a modern city, and I'm trying to remember, like, the
It was Axe Battler and Ask Sharif. Just Ask Sharif.
Yeah, it's like steampunk, you know? You're just combining different eras together. It's fine. Oh my gosh, I remember when steampunk was popular and then when it became, like, way overdone. And finally, we're almost at the point where steampunk can come back. We're almost there,
So,
Cordan.
I want to point out that it's down to 1 life, right? When you lose it, when it says 1, it's game over. So that's really a testament to how close Sprint God was to like having to redo that whole thing.
Yeah, 1 hit and Sprint God would have been dead. Like, quite legitimately. It's not an easy state at all. Okay, Pika Pal's almost falling to his death. The important thing when it comes to bootlegs is learning how to deal not with the actual game itself, because the enemies are kind of pushovers, I gotta be honest. But there's so much other stuff in the game that will keep killing you, and learning how do I make the screen scroll so that I can complete this jump, since the screen really doesn't want to control, or like it doesn't like to move at all when I'm jumping. Like, learning how to deal with the absolute BS of a bootleg is a skill in and of itself. That said, I'm a huge fan of bootlegs, Corndan.
Here's the funny thing.
Yeah?
Golden Axe is still probably more playable than that minecart section that Sprint God is playing right now.
I'd definitely agree with you. Like, this is a very, very difficult minecart section. Considering that Pika Pals beat it as quickly as he did, it was kind of a shock. Spring God very much liberally using the pause, but it didn't matter during that one, unfortunately. Welcome to Cutthroat Island. Now, for those who don't know, this is an Uyama classic. He loves to make people play this game because it's just BS. It's bad.
And it's really bad when you're trying to play it in a match and you only have a couple of lives.
Yeah. Well, yeah, usually, like, new players can get game over on the first stage. Usually people will make it to the minecart stage with maybe 1 or 2 lives. There are, like, no continues in the game either. It's based off of a crappy movie. Like, what else could you want? I don't want anything except... That's what I want.
I mean, the music's all right for this.
It's fine. Like, I would say that, you know, nobody's gonna put this on at the club, but it's fine. Can you imagine somebody putting this, like, going to some techno rave and all the flashing lights, and then Cutthroat Island music starts playing? Yeah.
If we were on Sprockets and this is the time of the program in which we dance, I would expect to have something like this.
I don't know what Sprockets is.
It was an old Saturday Night Live skit.
How
It was so old, right? It was East Germany.
Oh, that's pretty old. Yeah. I actually, Saturday Night Live is one of those weird little blind spots that I have in my cultural, like, my American lens of humor. Like, I know certain eras of Saturday Night Live, but not Sprockets. Uh-oh. People, unfortunately in chat, apparently know Sprockets pretty well.
Yeah.
As from what I'm gathering from chat, there's a lot of monkey humor. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say, feel free, chat, if you want to go ahead and, like, send me a link.
I sent you a video for it. I already did.
Corndan's got you covered, chat. Sorry, you're off the hook now. Now, I do want to remind everybody that later today, Corndan and I will be playing on the hotfix over at twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. We are battling in a game that I'm not going to reveal to you because it's a surprise to everybody, but it's one that neither of us has played, and it's going to be a fun race, and finally we'll get to see who actually is the best.
Yeah, we're gonna settle a grudge. Which grudge are we gonna settle? You'll find out.
All of them, every grudge. Actually, I guess it's not grudges match. That doesn't really flow off the tongue. We'll settle exactly one grudge, and that's it. Well, both of the players, by the way, playing unlicensed NES games. I would say that Sprint Gods is unlicensed and Pika Pals is bootleg. Why would Sprint Gods be unlicensed? Because all of the assets seem to be original, or at the least they're not trying to misrepresent what the game is. Whereas Pika Pals, it's trying to say this is Golden Axe.
Because it definitely is Golden Axe.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, like, yeah, this is Golden Axe, but it is definitely not used with permission, and that's generally...
It is not a licensed port of Golden Axe.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time, the way that I think of the difference between bootlegs and unlicensed games is that unlicensed it's generally you're getting what you would sort of expect. You know, it might be lower quality than what you expect, but with bootlegs, usually they're trying to misrepresent or deceive whoever is purchasing. If you buy something, walk away, and then say, wait a minute, and turn around and the person is gone, you probably just got bootlegged. And that's how I would feel if I bought this game.
I hear Justice Bow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yep. Tristan, I'm so glad you're here. I made this state because I was like, the barrel jumps are so bad.
So, I have a really important question.
Yes.
Did you warn our racers that if you're crouching when you kill a boss, you soft lock the game?
No.
Good.
Yeah, Pika Pals didn't run into that issue, luckily. We'll have to see if Sprint God does. Yeah, chat is kind of excited about that. I remember, like, one of the bosses that was actually a really big issue with.
Yep.
Yeah, there's one that you have to damage. Like, the best way to damage it is by crouching. It's not this one. I was up until 7 in the morning for reasons, so I got like 4 hours of sleep, pulled out of bed, turned on Kusog7ande, and I saw Pika Pals fighting this boss. I'm like, oh no, please don't softlock.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Like, this isn't a licensed game. Come on, they just made... Yeah, Pika Pals, by the way, has learned that if you crouch and attack, you can get a lot of hits on with... Or, hits off without actually taking damage yourself. However, that's also how you softlock the game.
Yeah. If you see the boss start to go down, you can quickly stand up. It's just if the music were to start and you're still crouching, the game just kind of goes, you're not in the neutral stance. I'm going to wait for you to get into the neutral stance, but it also locks your controls out.
And there we go. Pika Pals will be seeing the cutscene.
Mild flashing warning on this one.
Oh yeah, I forget about that. I mean, whenever you have a bootleg on screen or an unlicensed game, chop!
I've heard that localized as cut, chop, and execute all at the same time.
Yeah! Well, there we go. We have 5 states cleared by both players. It is tied, everybody. You doubted me. Oh no, Tristan. Sprint God is moving on to Ice Age. Everybody get excited for the best music ever.
Wait a minute, you gave them the Ice Age auto-scroller?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, okay, Sprint God decided let's not play that.
Dude, just in Discord, nope.
I don't blame him. If I recall, that is an auto scroller. You can make the screen move faster. Am I right about that?
No. You
No,
cannot.
not that one? Okay,
Sprint
never
God
mind then.
said, yeah, Sprint God said nope, and then right under, I saw that match. That's the thing with Kusog7ande, having a wide knowledge of games actually can help you know if a trap state is upon you. Pika Pals actually spent a lot of time on Ice Age before leaving. Sprint God decided 007 Racing was probably a better idea. I would agree.
Legitimately, I think 00 Racing is probably the easier of the states here.
Yeah, maybe.
Right, like out of all 10, I think.
Let's see.
I found
it's
007
dumb.
Racing to just be like outright tolerable. So
I mean, we only have two states that nobody has cleared, or like, yeah. 007 Racing, Ice Age, and it's 3 states, and the weird reactor flashback.
Yeah, flashback's probably the worst. Ice Age is okay. It just you're guaranteed it's going to take 6 minutes.
With due caution, you'll have to ram the plane to
If
slow
you do it
down
right.
and to disable the engines.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's no way of doing it fast.
Yeah. Mind you, everybody, we do take things into account when giving states that there are possibly going to be some that are much more difficult, or some that are a lot easier but take a long time. And so the players kind of have to adapt on the fly to decide, is this something that's worth my time right now? And yeah, Pika Pals is on the boss for Golden Axe. Sprint God chasing a plane. What are we supposed to do on this stage?
We are supposed to disable each engine, deploy missiles to destroy the plane, and to drive off cliff to destroy the virus.
Okay. That's right. Disable each engine. Do you have a gun? I believe you do.
I don't know.
Pika Pal's almost
I assume
done,
so.
by the way. The boss is down. This section is just to get extra bombs and extra lives, I believe. And there we go. Pika Pals is done. That is Golden Axe. Pika Pals moves back, breaks the tie, and is in the lead now. Okay, so disabling the engines. Yeah, there definitely has to be some sort of gun. Like, you can't just run into the engines, right? That wouldn't make sense.
not with that attitude.
Okay. Well, Pika Pal's on to Jurassic Park. And this is also known as the bitrate killer / the what's-his-name killer, because the T-Rex just bit his head off.
Yeah, so you can't, on this, right, you can't just go like, oh, I'm going to just ignore the T-Rex. The T-Rex will eat you, so you gotta shoot the T-Rex.
Yeah, like, shoot the T-Rex, and I imagine there may be some jukes that you have to pull off in order to avoid being chomped. I love it. Sorry, you lose.
You know what I really appreciate
What?
with 007 Racing? Is that Hedge Maze put it right at a loading screen.
Hedge Maze.
Yeah, I noticed
Yeah.
that. You have to, because that's where the instructions are.
The Spring God has learned that there is a restart stage button, though, and that is very helpful. That's going to help Spring God actually start this game, or restart the state over and over relatively quickly. Remember, unless otherwise stated, saves and loads are generally okay in Kusog7ande, as long as you earn them. And continues as long as you would normally get them and you're not using some sort of cheat.
And if we were smart, we would tell players that they're not allowed to use the continue.
Spring God is trying to stop the plane by parking the car in front of it.
Honestly,
I'm pretty sure you have weapons.
well, I'm pretty sure that would help as well. Yeah, Spring God definitely should have weapons, but again, this is a PS1 game, and because of that, there's a possibility that not all of the controls are mapped correctly. It's not our fault though if if Spring God does not.
I definitely
have...
told them to set all of their controls.
Goodbye, Mr. Bond.
Goodbye.
The world will now see it.
Goodbye, Mr. Bond. Spring God abandoning that. I think that's fine to abandon that for now and move on to something else. Pika Pals.
I'm gonna play it and find out because why not?
I'm sure there are weapons, but that's something that that's not our problem. Spring God. Experimenting with your first life, that is completely fine to do. You need to figure out how this game is played. This state is actually pretty difficult, though, unless you are used to committed jumps. Yeah, Tristan, I like to compare the jumps in this to La Mulana because it's basically the same thing the way that you control here.
Yeah, this game has a reputation for being just rough in general, like really well executed, really pretty in a lot of places, has pretty good music, and then is just incredibly hard.
Okay, we're having some clarification coming from chat, by the way, that Spring God, the issue with weapons is that you do have to select the weapons, you have to cycle through them, and it's not obvious when you have. Spring God actually was cycling through weapons per Escorian, it's just, it wasn't obvious. Yeah, this wind section that we're seeing here, Tristan, I love wind sections in video games when you have committed jumps, because this should not be. This is not okay. And this is stage 1 of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It mostly just gets harder from here if you actually try to play through this.
Yeah, I actually don't... I put this on, like, a scale of debatably bad is what I would say. Like, I actually think that this game is pretty fun, and that it has a lot of redeemable qualities. It's just that some... by today's standards, this game has a lot of flaws.
Yep.
Okay, Spring God up to the boss, and we'll have to see if Spring God learns that you have a charge attack. All you have to do is hold down attack, and then you will see that it charges. Not something that you'll usually have in games before the Genesis and Super Nintendo era, so, you know, not too much of a surprise to me that Spring God hasn't found it quite yet, because we have had a lot of NES games. It just, like, really requires you to experiment with everything that's at your disposal here. Oh, did we have Pika Pals beat Jurassic Park? I just want to confirm. Okay, chat is confirming. Yeah, welcome. We've got 3 people.
Okay, Steph says yes.
Yeah, we've got 3 people here chatting and trying to keep track of this, and as you can imagine, we are missing some things.
I'm making a personal mission in my life to try not to notice things.
Oh, good.
I'm very good at that.
What you should notice, though, is that later tonight, Corndan and I will be on the GDQ Hotfix, showing up grudge match by playing a game that we haven't played before. It's gonna be a fun race, and there goes Spring God! I love the climb. So good. There's so much noise in this last climb before you go against the boss. I actually really like the change in environment. When the wind starts, the music cuts off. It gets, you know, you have the boss like flying back and forth, taunting you, and then finally you get to the top and the boss music kicks in. I'd say direction-wise, this game, Momono Hunter, is really impressive. Pika Pals, on the other hand, I do not think we have any weapons chosen yet because that plane is taken off.
I'm doing my best. Right, I think the TSP 6060 is the weapon, but I'm trying to figure out how to fire it. I'm not doing a very good job of it.
And Spring God back to this state. Again, this is state number 5, Flashback, the quest for identity. The goal here is to fix the reactor. All you have to do is get to the right half of the reactor and use an item on it, I guess. I don't know where the reactor is, though. I've never played this game. I've never even seen this game. All I know is they're supposed to fix a reactor.
I would consider this one of the classics on the Super Nintendo, at least. It's had a few ports, but it's definitely in the category of chunky node-based platformer.
Yeah, I think that this probably falls, again, into sort of debatably bad. Probably a game that either you love it or you hate it, and there's very little in between.
I love watching it, and I hate playing it.
Oh, okay. I love when you jump into a wall on this game. It's so good. At least it looks like it runs... Like, maybe it would be a little bit more popular than Lester the Unlikely, but... that's not saying a whole lot. Yeah, what do you even do at this specific part? Sprint God trying to climb down, and... I feel like you have to go down there, but is there like a button earlier on that you have to push?
I don't know.
Who made this state? Where are they?
Who's responsible for this?
Yeah, we need to find out. Hey. Okay, I'm looking. Who can I yell at? It is, in fact, Time Stalker. Time Stalker. It's your fault.
It looks like Sprint God has just moseyed back on over to Cutthroat Island.
That's fine. Cutthroat Island. Like, I actually feel that this, out of the remaining states, is fairly completable. It's just memorization. As long as you're patient enough and take the time to memorize where everything is, it's not that hard. You may need to take a couple notes. Again, this is something that I tell people about all the time, you know. It doesn't hurt to have a piece of paper and a pencil, or to have Notepad open somewhere, just so that you are able to write something down. Because if you... Oh, Sprint God, again, using pause strats, but pause strats
That's
are
the way
not...
to go.
It sort of
this
is.
stage has been a famous Widowmaker since, like, Kusog7ande 2, and,
Yeah.
You don't have the time to move between lanes unless you know it's coming. You pretty much need to either memorize or write down the pattern. And as a Gauntlet state, it's actually a lot nicer because when doing this as a normal race, this is stage 2, and you have limited continues and limited lives, and after failing this 4 or 5 times, you go back to stage 1.
Yeah. I do see this indeed was in Kusog7ande. Proton John won that match versus Van Dayron. It's definitely a very old game that we have had here, but it never fails to deliver. It's just a lot of fun.
It's definitely more about more about the memorization. You can pause buffer and that'll help a little bit. But I'm pretty much of the opinion that if you don't know which lane you need to be in immediately upon passing an obstacle and getting ready for the next one, you're gonna hit something.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I actually do think that it's nicer to have this stage only. Definitely nicer than what players would get in a Kusog7ande match. With that said, it still is the worst. As you can see, Sprint God using the pause strats liberally. This is the way to go in Cutthroat Island. Okay, here a bunch of obstacles are going to be coming up. But
Okay,
again,
so I want to point out,
go ahead.
for what Pika Pals is doing, you have to ram all of the engines, but only when they're flashing.
Sprint God is through the tight moment in the stage and looks like we may be tied again. That is... Nope. One state behind. One state behind Pika Pals at this point. Pika Pals has cleared 7 Sprint God has cleared 6. If Sprint God can get one more, then that will give us a tie. And guess what? 007 Racing, Bootleg Ice Age, and the other one, Flashback. Those are the 3 that people are really struggling with. And yeah, I'm not too surprised to see Sprint God returning to Momono Hunter. I think that's the right
I'm also
call.
not surprised that Pika Pals is sticking with 007 right at this point.
Yeah, at this point you have... you're not going to finish Ice Age. It's 5 minutes long, so that one's off the table. You're probably not going to finish Flashback, because you're going to have to figure out how to puzzle your way through that.
Yep.
007 Racing and... what Sprint God is working on, which I forget the title of at the moment, are the shortest states
Momono
left.
Hunter Yoko?
Yeah. They're the shortest states left.
Yeah, with that said, I think that if Sprint God finishes this, I think that Sprint God's best bet would be going over to Flashback, because he spent a good amount of time with it. I don't know how to complete it, but I still feel that there's been so much time put into that, it would be a wise decision. I might have to look up what you gotta do, because I don't know.
I don't think it really matters. 4 minutes left, right? Just pick something and go.
Yeah.
Both of the states that our racers are working on right now could be completed at practically any time if it suddenly clicks with them how to finish it.
Yep. I think if Sprint God figures out how to do the charge attack, he'll get it in 1 or 2 more attempts. Like, the charge attack makes a huge difference when fighting this boss. Sprint God's made it to the top of the stage before, so it shouldn't be too difficult. It looks like Pika Pals is actually damaging the engines at this point. Pika Pals,
You don't have
Damaging,
very
yes, but I'm
long.
not entirely sure how you're supposed to ram 4 engines while a plane is taking off.
you
Well,
shoot them.
as soon as you start ramming one, right, it slows down.
Yeah, you see the plane speed at the top left.
I can't help but feel like maybe the thing to do here, if we were talking about how to stop a plane, is just let the car get sucked into one of the engines.
Well, yeah,
Sprint God
those
tried
games
that.
are fun too,
Sprint
but you're not wrong.
Sprint God drove in front of the plane, actually, and just, like, let off the brake to try to stop it. Didn't quite work, but honestly, I feel like that would stop most planes.
Yes.
Yeah, as it turns out, per the laws of aviation... I don't know. Yeah, you know, aviation's got them laws.
It does, law of thermodynamics.
Yeah, I agree that some planes are stronger than cars, but also some planes, when they're damaged, like cars, if you damage a car, you're probably going to be fine driving it a little bit, like, as long as it's not on fire. You damage a plane.
Planes are
that
totally
is
no.
very risky.
Planes are totally designed, right, to be able to fly on a lot less than you think, right? The wings are designed to flex like so much. Your 747 like this, it's designed to fly on 2 engines.
Okay.
Won't take off like that, but it'll fly and land like that.
Yeah, so if you take out the engines before there's actually liftoff, then it's not going to lift off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think that, like, considering that planes are one of the safest forms of transportation, as long as a car's not trying to ram it, that's pretty good. I would say that, like, if you are going on a commercial flight and somebody is trying to ram the plane with the car, they should probably stop.
I mean, that's probably true,
It
sure.
seems like antisocial behavior.
Antisocial behavior?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like anti-plane behavior. Holy crap. Yeah, we are in the final minute. It is probably not going to be a tie at this point
not gonna
unless
change.
Sprint God, like, fixes this right now. If you can get to the boss fight and kill the boss, which is very unlikely, oh my gosh, it's not happening. This is not happening.
Nope.
The wind. The wind
Dude,
is
the wind
the
is being
worst.
particularly rude at the moment, and this stage only has a 2-minute timer on it. Like, that's just the game. That's not how the state was configured. This game is rude with time.
It certainly is. Well, everybody, here we go. Time is up. Let me go ahead and do one last refresh just to make sure that I'm not lying. And indeed, I have not lied to you. That is it. The game is up. Pika Pals has taken the victory, clearing 7 states. Sprint God has cleared 6. And that is a clear winner. Let me go ahead and welcome them into chat. Join General Voice if you want. I would love to hear some thoughts about how this match went because I had a heck of a lot of fun. Okay, it looks like Sprint God is here. We'll go ahead and wait until Pika Pals. Pika Pals is here as well. Hello, both of you. I want to go ahead and say, great job here. Neither of you cleared the Ice Age state. Probably a good idea. Neither of you cleared 007 Racing, though Pika Pals, you were starting to get that right towards the end. And neither of you cleared Flashback, the quest for identity. However, Pika Pals, it looks like you did get Momono Hunter Yoko, and that is the state that Sprint God was trying to clear right now. That is the difference, making you the victor today.
Yeah, I was literally just making it to the top.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't manage to kill the boss.
That's a rough climb.
It's harder than like people understand because the climb, you just have committed jumps. You have no air control. As soon as you're in the air, you're just going wherever you already decided. And with wind mechanics that can switch like at any moment's notice, it's just extremely difficult. Yeah.
I think you can kind of telegraph it because it's based on where the guy is on the screen. I think when he moves to the left, it blows.
Whenever he
right,
switches over, it switches.
Oh yeah, I really love that game though. It's that state is one of the ones that I made, and like the whole game is pretty challenging, but I think it's also charming. I want to play through more of Momono Hunter Yoko. That one. Yeah.
It seems like it could be a cool game.
So, Sprint God, it was funny seeing you, like, start up Ice Age and immediately leave. What were your thoughts when you saw that pop up?
Well, I actually saw it during button checking, and then I forgot what game it was, so I loaded it up again during the match. I thought, no, not this one.
Pika
I have to
Pals.
remember that Chinese game is Ice Age secretly.
A secret Ice Age. Yeah.
I watched that match in Kusog7ande, and was it like, what, 10-15 minute long auto-scroller?
The auto-scroller itself
Right.
really isn't too... Well, okay, it's like
It's
3,
only like
4,
6
It
minutes.
feels
5
long.
minutes. It's very long. And Pika Pals, you actually spend a good amount of time in that game and eventually move to something else. I was thinking this is the trap state, but if Pika Pals actually learns how to double jump, that is going to be helpful. But you didn't learn that.
It's a
I
good job I didn't
couldn't.
try it, I didn't remember there was a double jump.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to get past that one spot, and I was like, I'll get there twice, and if I still can't figure it out, then I'm out.
I think that was a good idea. Like, honestly, platformers are pretty standard fare, and, like, for me, at least, there's something that I would feel more comfortable trying to get. However, the way that you double jump in it is you actually have to attack an enemy, grab them, and then while holding them, you can jump again in the air. It throws the block straight down, and you get an extra jump out of that. It's actually, I think, kind of a cool mechanic for a bootleg to have, but yeah, I don't think you even have to attack while doing it. You just jump again, if I'm not mistaken, or throw the enemy straight down. It's a little bit weird.
Look, it's a bootleg. That's why we put it in there.
Press jump again while you're holding the enemy. I
Okay,
just tried it now.
just jump again while holding the enemy. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I kept trying to figure out, like, oh, how do I set the block down so I can jump on it and make this?
I mean, you were asking the right questions there. It's just brutal, that game. And I really only know one person who has played this game a lot, and that's Sharif, and I feel very bad for Sharif, but also not at all.
I know, Sharif chose to.
I mean, I think we made Sharif play it in Kusog7ande, and it broke him. Other people, like... Pika Pals, I have to ask, because it looked like you were finally understanding the 007 racing state. What were you doing in order to damage the engines there?
Yeah, I was starting to get a little bit of a hang of it. Basically, just race alongside the engine and basically hold right into it, and eventually it'd blow up.
Gotcha.
And just hope you can keep speed.
Yeah, you managed to blow up, I think, one engine. You should also have guns, though.
You know, I sure thought I would, but I hit none of the buttons had a gun.
Chat was saying,
R1,
Pika Pals, that
R1 does, but you do not start with the weapon.
The only thing
you don't start with the weapon.
The only thing that did was LB, which brought up a display of something in the bottom.
Brought up a display of a weapon.
I don't know what it did.
Even the cutscene before the mission was saying, like, hey, ram into the engines, so...
Oh, yeah, okay. In that case, a cutscene that's actually helpful. Thank you, PS1.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why Hedge may start in the state before the loading screen, so that you would actually have that. I mean, it seemed like a little bit of a troll, since both of you kept doing restart mission and not seeing that.
Well, I did listen to it once. I can't remember which run through it was.
Yeah. But with that said, like, honestly, there was a lot.
Figure out how to do damage, so I quit.
That's fair. I probably would have as well, Spring God. Like, that just... If I couldn't get the hang of it, there are other games that I would feel more confident with. And honestly, I think you made the right call switching back to Momono Hunter at the end. It's just Pika Pals played a little bit better. You know?
I just ran out of games I could feel good about switching back to.
I'm sad that I didn't remember what to do through flashback. I've beaten that game, but I just cannot remember it was that long ago.
You've beaten flashback?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I have no idea how to do that section. And the person who made that state isn't here with us today, so I'm like, I have no idea. Good luck, Spring God.
I think it might have been something to do with, like, throwing something down the shaft to trigger something, but I tried lobbing the rock down and it didn't do anything, so I don't know.
That's really strange. Yeah, so everybody here in chat, the fact that somebody who has beaten the game wasn't able to actually finish that state, that just sort of speaks, like, to how obtuse some of these games are. Was there any game that, like, stood out to you as something that was, this is kind of interesting, maybe I'll go back to it?
Ooh.
I mean, I think it'd be Momono Hunter, for me, at least.
Yeah!
That one at least seems cool.
Golden Axe seems jank and interesting.
It's, yeah, that was one that Corndan made, actually. Corndan loves that game. It's definitely very bootleggy, but it's still got a strange charm to it. Not only that, but like...
It's got a block command. How many beat-em-ups have a block command?
That works.
There's a block command?
Yeah, you can block.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who needs to block?
It blocks.
and it works. Like for a beat 'em up, for a bootleg beat 'em up, having a working block command, that's unheard of. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'm really glad that we had this match. Sprint God, I'm sorry that you've been eliminated. That's how it goes. You made it really far, though. You made it into round 4 of the losers bracket. And heck, you know, I'm really happy with how you did. So hit me up sometime. I'll get you a $25 Steam card, as well as Neil Breen's Cade as soon as it's released, or if he takes way too long to release it, I'll get you a different prize.
How many copies of Pears and Grey Witch does that buy?
Too many. Oh no. I don't know. How much is it these days on Steam? You're bringing back a sore spot in my life, okay? With that said, do you have any words for your tombstone?
Oh, I'll have to think about that one.
Well, that buys 5 copies of Pears and Grey Witch, by the way.
Well, my two's done. Here's to 5 copies of Pears and Grey Witch.
Here's to 5 copies of Pears and Grey Witch. Oh, you know what? I
salute you.
I do something for you. Yeah, go too. And I hope that we get to see you again in the near future. It's been great to have you this year.
Thank you for running.
Yeah!
Oh, sorry. Thank you for running it again.
Oh, it's all good. Pika Pals, you're going to be moving on to the next round. It is the Phantom of the Crapera, where it is going to be a spooky game. I hope you aren't too afraid of the dark. Or of video games.
Hopefully I can handle the spookiness.
I think you'll probably be fine. Seriously, though, it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, we've got one more match to go on. Do either of you have anything that you need to plug before I let you go? Spring God?
Nothing in particular from me.
Nothing from you. How about you, Pika Pals?
Yeah, nothing for me either.
You're all too... I don't know. What's the word?
Too boring
Amenable?
people who don't stream, I'm guessing.
Too boring people. You're too boring.
Pretty
No,
much.
you're not boring. It's good to be boring. Maybe you're boring, but that's fine. All right, well, I'll let you two go. Thank you, Tristan, for jumping into commentary, and thank you as well, Corn Dan. We've got more Gauntlet coming up, so take care, my friends. I'll see you all later.
Yep, good luck with the next one.
Yeah.
I gotta bounce and go do all the things I haven't been doing for the entire GDQ week.
Go!
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah, I need to do that as well. Okay, bye! Bye to all of you! Except for chat, because I'm going to stay here.
Next round.
Yeah!